Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the C.R. Lawrence number Z78339C. This is a roll of 100 foot worth of what is called zipper pile. When you buy one, you're buying a roll of 100 feet. That's just how this is sold. Very common question. I've got a single door I need to take care of. Can I buy just 16 feet of it, or whatever the case is? The answer is no. They only sell it, certain of their piles, they only sell in minimum values of 100 feet. Well, we'll get to that in a moment. Now, this, I have a small 6-inch sample of it pulled off so we can take a look at it closely. Why is it called zipper pile first? Well, if you look at the rigid backing, you can see why they call it a zipper pile. The zipper pile is typically used when you need to insert it into a slot, and frankly, having a zipper pile allows you to be able to comfortably execute that sort of condition. Okay? Without it being a zipper pile, it'd be just very challenging, if not impossible, to insert it into certain applications. Now, C.R. Lawrence has several different combinations of projection and width of the rigid backer. This model, the 78339C, is specifically 0.27 backing width and 0.35 projection. And I'm going to use the caliper to just kind of do a reality check on that. While this material is curved and obviously not very rigid, at least the pile isn't, the width of the backer I would say would be accurately 0.27 inch, so just heavy on a quarter. Our projection they have at 0.35. Let's get an idea here. Yeah, I would say quite frankly that it's going to be in the range of 0.37. And then also this material has a rigid fin installed in it that lends itself to the durability and its ability to be able to seal very accurately or correctly or thoroughly the gap between the doors. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. Actually, let's get to it now. There's a link below this video to the product brochure where you can, and it's very handy by the way, because you can pull up the single page from the manufacturer that will give you an overview of what it looks like to install this zipper pile weather stripping, but in the bottom left hand corner will give you the table of how the part numbers change as the backing width and pile height, or the combination of the two, change as well. So very conveniently they have under the 100-foot roll column all of those part numbers where you've got a 0.187 backing width, and then the different part numbers as the pile change, or the height of the pile will change. So also, if you go across that row, you'll get the part number to get longer length material as well. For every line, you have really only an option of a 100-foot roll or whatever the stock or the standard bulk length roll is. But nonetheless, it's there. The way that I look at the 100-foot roll scenario is the fact that it's not very expensive to begin with. It just isn't. It's a shame to have so much extra that you probably know you'll never use, but it won't fatigue with time. And I would think if you kept it out of the light at room temperature, sealed in a bag in a box, I think it'd be perfect to be able to have, to continue to get useful service out of that weather stripping installation. Now the center fin is referred to there. They say that it is a double fin. This model doesn't feature a double fin. At least if it does, it's far too small to be perceptible by me. And again, that's there to give the pile an ability to stay, to stand straight up, so to speak, to stand tall, to not fatigue and get curled over with time, because you've got that piece of plastic that's in there that's going to want to stay straight and therefore carry the pile with it as the door goes. Maybe it's a double acting door, single acting, whatever the case might be. Okay, very handy item. Lots of different material. This is just the zipper pile, which you'll use perhaps in a window installation where you need to insert it, like I said earlier, into a slot. When it comes to piles, however, C.R. Lawrence has a great diverse offering of material that's just the typical non-zipper straight back pile, a straight rigid backer that you would slide into a T-channel, an extrusion, to go into the door, not where you're going to try to install it into the item, into the slot, but you'll slide it up, from the top down, or whatever the case is, whatever you're using it for. So there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Sierra Lawrence products that we sell, but a link to all their subsection catalogs, as well as a link to their website. But the subsection catalogs, you'd probably want to get started with doors and windows, I think is what that is called, because that catalog will populate and allow you to get into door and window is what it's called, to get into all the pile weather stripping that they have. And pile is going to show up in several different locations within their catalogs because it applies to architectural hardware, doors and window. It applies to glass entrances. Okay, well, maybe not glass entrances. I'm not sure. I bet that it does, because they won't just have Herculite style doors. They'll have glass entrances with aluminum channels top and bottom, whatever the case might be. Now also, and finally, when you are on the page where you're looking at it, this zipper pile, there will be above this video a horizontal row of navigation that we call breadcrumbs. And if you were to click on piles, you are then able to select on the width. And then the next category will populate where you are then allowed to select the height or the projection based on the width that you've selected. So you're seeing just those options. So they should also be there as well. If you have any questions on the Sierra Lawrence, this is their part number Z78339C, roll of 100-foot length zipper pile, or any other Sierra Lawrence product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.